Okay, GM Engineering, you win. You are the victor. So I mean, if you're doing an all-wheel drive '06 Torrent, there is no way you can take this short road on this one. If you want to drop the oil pan, you're gonna need to take this transfer case out. So I come down and I was trying to figure out what I was missing, and lo and behold, what you're seeing is the last two bolts for this transfer case to drop and get the oil pan out. Basically, it's a bracket that bolts to let's see, I think it's bolts to it's the power, the back and pinion, basically the power steering. So yeah, because, well, no, I think it's the mount for the transmission. It's not the actual mount, but it's, this actual mount is right there for the transmission. And what I'm looking to get at is those last two bolts. So I gotta crack those loose, and then pretty much we'll be in business. And I'll do my best to get this camera situated so you can see the oil pan drop finally. The whole process, what I've been showing, is the fact that you can't take the short route to drop the oil pan. This is all-wheel drive. However, if you own a two-wheel drive model, then yeah, your oil pan would be down. You just take the bolts, you know, whatever I did, the AC compressor, the starter, you know, hoist the engine because of the frame over there, and then bam, bam, boom, you know, you're got an oil pan in your lap. So it takes the 18 millimeter. So I'm gonna crack those loose, then we'll pick up right where I'm gonna wiggle and jiggle, and the safest way I'll probably have to do this is I'll drop the transfer case, and then I'll have to still crane the engine up enough to clear the frame. So all right, here we go. All right, okay, I was slightly wrong also. Aside from those bolts down there, the top one, you can get out. The top bolt comes out. If I can. All right, yeah. The top bolt comes out of there. Where am I? Oh my God. Okay. You guys probably can't even see. Oh Jesus. Okay, yeah, the top bolt comes out. The bottom bolt, I had to wrench on it with the box end of an 18 mil. I was able to get the top one with a socket, 18 mil socket. But the bottom one, you got to wrench at with an 18 millimeter wrench. And then be like me and almost get your wrench backed up into a corner what you got to do is you got to turn it around and use the open end to get it out more. So it's those two, and then what I've got, where am I at? Right over here, that's the center through bolt to the mount for the transfer case. So you got a mount for the steering, you got a mount for the transmission, wherever that is, it's over there somewhere. Let's see, it's somewhere. Then you got a mount for the transfer case, or it could be transmission too, because yeah. So there's a bracket tied in with all that, and that also attaches to the transmission, so it's all like tied in. It's crazy. Who would have thought you need this many bolts just to take out the transfer case? But anyway, that bolt right there, that through bolt on that mount, she's in there tight. I'm saying tight. I've got an 18 mil with a couple extensions, a small extension, well, I mean a medium, and then a large extension. See, that's my setup right now for that through bolt. It's an 18 mil again. So, oh, the bolts, that's what the top bolt looks like, the one I took out. Man, she's a long one. I imagine that bottom bolt's just as long, but it won't come out because it's hitting, you know, that metal part that's welded to a cross member. So I'm still here working on this. Don't be discouraged or anything. If you guys have, if anybody owns all-wheel drive torrent, I got it too fast. Oh my god. All-wheel drive 06 torrent. It's good vehicle. Our driveway, you know, I mentioned it gets up and down our driveway. Great. You know, we don't, even when it was packed with snow, I'm like, hey, watch this. I just drive right up it. But so I thought, then one of the last videos, I thought maybe you'd have to have it neutral to work this thing loose. So that didn't work, and oh man, I was looking around, maybe I missed some bolts, you know, hence this whole video of these last three. And sure enough, when I was looking one day, I was like, I saw 2 bolts, and it was in a weird bracket tied into the transmission mount, and that bracket too goes and bolts into the back of the transfer case, you know, so it's the back of the transfer case that gets butted up to the transmission. That's where those bolts go through, right there. And yeah, when last time I was working on it, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't jarring loose, and you know, I got it separated. The transfer case is separated and everything, and that's when I looked around. I decided to look around, and you know, boom, I found some bolts that I missed. Plus, off camera, I took the spindle off, the axle's out, so I took this off. I got my brakes off. They're gonna need some work anyway. I'm gonna need some new brakes. These things are rusty. So yeah, this is one last step I tried before I went and found the bolts. to see if I could get the transfer case jarred loose, and still wouldn't, you know, there's still nothing. It's pretty solid in there. So once I get that center through bolt jarred loose, I got it too fast again, god dang it. Once I get that center bolt jarred loose, this thing's coming out, and then I'll set you guys up for a shot for the drain pan droppage. Sound good? Okay, awesome. I'll see you. Well, after soaking it down for a few minutes with some WD-40, that's the center bolt. It's the same length, exact same length, size as those other bolts. Now, watch out, Kate. I'll keep these over here. Dang. Now I can set you up. You'll see me jiggle that transfer case out of there. If you can see. Oh, I hope you can see. I don't know. Turn the light on. What are you doing over there? Oh, that's the leaves. I thought that was a cat. Alright. So, I don't know if this is the best spot. Just to set a camera. You do. No. Something like that. It's not going to be much light. So, stay there. Stay. So, that's the transfer case. Keep an eye on that. Okay? You can see. Alright. I'm going to be up top. Whoa. Alright. See how loose it is? Now, it's really loose. If I can get down in here. I might have to go down on the bottom because this axle, the axle's still acting like, yeah, I forgot a bolt too. Right there. Maybe. Let me see. Got a flashlight. Maybe I forgot a bolt in the axle. No. That's that can't be. I was thinking that's the fill. That's the fill bolt to refill the transfer case. So somehow you gotta fish. I don't think it would. I don't think it would roll up enough for me to get that fan down. I don't know, but it's pretty loose. Hopefully you guys didn't move. No? Yeah. Right about there. Cameraman sucks right now. I got you sitting on a bracket and it's not straight. Hey, here's one of those rubber dealies from the pan. See? A rubber insert. Let me see about this. How about that? We got some light. This is probably going to take some work. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, I got more separation from it. This is the oil pan. Like it's yeah. I can wiggle this. Just trying to get a jack stand under the transfer case. In case if it fell, but I guess it moved. It's alright. Okay. So, I think that was, yeah. There's a bolt right there going straight up. Trying to see if maybe that'll do something for me. I don't know. I still have the engine, you know, on tension. So that bolt right here is stopping me from removing this bracket because of that. It's gonna hit this metal. That's not the side we're trying to take off. There's no clips or anything binding. There's no other bolts. I'm sure of it, because you know we got more more play. It's the shaft, axle, something with the axle. Just gotta be. Yeah, that bolts on this side, so there's no interference. Because that bolt's out that far, it's out away from the transfer case. The way I needed it to turn, I can't talk. The way I need it to turn is that way, but more. A lot more. Let me go on the other side of you. I'm on the ground working on a concrete garage floor. Yeah. Okay, let's see. way under. Yeah, see. That whole big old bracket here should come right off. Just so I can take my axle out. That'll make this so much easier. I think that's what's binding me up is the axle. That's not even moving anything. I don't even know if that's a half an inch. No, I doubt it. Squeeze me in more. Suck it in. Alright. Yeah. So, can't really remove this bracket. That's not impeding anything on the transfer case. Hey, what are you doing? End cap. Not missing any more bolts. I shouldn't have to remove that. Just don't think. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's an 18. Where are we at? Here. Yeah, that's not an 18. Alright. Let me figure this out a little bit longer. So, we'll be back. Okay, last part of this video is going to be me trying to get this unstuck. As you can tell, I can't wiggle it. I think it's stuck between, it's like stuck on some metal. Doesn't look like the boot's ripped or anything, so I'm going to be gentle when I'm prying this up. And I think maybe we can get that free and move that transfer case back. We can see what we'll see when we see it, I guess. Yeah, I think maybe I got too long of a... Oh my god. I think it's too long. Maybe. Yeah. Made my fender, my wheel well. Maybe. I can't. Jam it in there. See if I can push that transfer case in a little bit I think that's where it's binding, is right here. Whoopsie daisy. Got you really close. It's like I think that's been my problem almost the whole time, but not quite. So, like, I can see, let me move you back a little bit more. I can see that it's not, like, that's where it's supposed to sit or something, you know? Because there's no, like, I have to get up under there and try it. That's why it won't come out over here. So let's see if I go up top, maybe do some prying. It's a lot of work, these little cars. Well, and just jack up the engine a little bit. Slowly but surely. Let's see if that changes the parameters any. So see if what I caused a dent. Ooh, I don't know, maybe. I got this part to move. Oh yeah. So let me make sure my jack stand, I got one underneath the frame. That's what's holding me up on the passenger front side. So let me make sure I got my stand is situated correctly. Okay. All right. Now, it felt like my axle was pulling out. So let me see where it's gonna pull out from. Right here. Yeah. There we go. There's the axle. Are you seeing this? I doubt it. There you go. Now I'm going to fish it through. Okay. I got to move this. Move this around. If I only had another set of hands. Okay, move around. What am I catching on? Down here. Push it back in. Make sure this is this way. Somewhat. I'll lay it flat. Might have to move you a little bit more. So I'm gonna need some room. Okay. Yeah, let me move this, squeeze that through, and then just like that. Are you guys still seeing? Kind of bring it around here, just wiggle and jiggle, just like that. Back you up a little more, and we got the axle. Oh boy, it's a heavy one. It's a spline. There's splines in there. So, probably what you guys expected. I'm gonna lay this over here. Okay. Whew. Okay. Now, what do you say we lower you down? Let me jiggle that transfer case out of there. Dang. This sucks.